Hello, hello.
Again, Jack is back.
Still the same T-shirt. Would you believe it? I think I've got 3.
You must have.
Right. Welcome back to IELTS TRANGBEC, and today, together, me and Jack, as a teacher, we have been teaching for so many years, and we want to break the
IELTS myth.
been learning you for how many years already?
You've been learning with me since December 2019.
That's
So
very specific
This
number.
was very specific number because I remember it was the first experience of teaching I had.
Yeah.
So if it wasn't for it being so focused on conversation, I don't know how I would have been very helpful at that time. But just because obviously I think you heard me for the first time and was like, okay, this guy has a very neutral accent.
Yeah, I love your accent.
You've always been talking
from-
since the beginning. Yeah.
Yeah.
I love British accents.
Yeah, British
I want to
accent.
talk with a British accent. That's what I've heard for the last 4 years and it hasn't stopped.
Yeah, so I'm very lucky to meet Jack about 4 years ago. Very randomly, I found him on one of the posts on Hanoi teaching job, and then we just instantly hit up, and he's become my great teacher ever since. You know how much I love English, right? I have an
Yeah.
obsession with the British culture and the British accent.
Yeah, it's not normal.
No. I have been learning English for so many years. I never stopped learning. But then there's a lot of marketing tricks on Facebook, on all kinds of social media platforms. They talk about how easy IELTS could be, like Band 8 and Band 9, like quite rare a little bit, but Band 8 is like everywhere. And I was like, how come you get Band 8 so easily like that? Like me, myself, I'm still learning, and I'm still in Band 8, and like I constantly learn for so many years. I haven't retaken the test yet, which I will retake by the end of this year. But I don't know, like, how come, like, for some reason, the marketing tactics gave students the wrong mindset about the whole IELTS exam, in thinking about, like, it's an overnight success. So today, that's why I would love to interview you a bit, and then we together we share the experiences to say how to reach the natives level. Looking back 4 years ago, in all honesty, very nice phrase.
Yeah, in all honesty, yeah.
In all honesty, please tell me the truth about how you see about how I evolved to speak as a English speaker, non-native English speaker during 4 years you teach me.
So I remember when I first met Charlotte, we were essentially, having conversations, and my note pages were full, and there was a lot of pronunciation. There were so many grammar mistakes that I could not write them all down at that time. However, it was really difficult for me to be so, what felt like cruel, because I was being so strict with you.
Yeah.
But in terms of the idea of like you being dropped in England somewhere and having to fend for yourself and find out information about the area, how to get around, how to do things, you would have no problem with at all. So I always find it a little bit confusing and quite difficult to wrap my head around the idea that is it like a 7.5 that you need to be able to work overseas?
6.5, I think.
6.5.
6.5 at least,
Okay.
yeah. But 7.5 you can get the scholarship, I think.
Okay, that's amazing.
It's like the competition now, the IELTS market, like everyone compete, but they don't think. To me, like, I'm very lucky in the scenario. Like, I love English, so I enjoy the journey.
Yeah.
I don't compete with anyone, but I compete honestly with myself in trying to be better and better each day. But because the whole competition makes students get a very wrong mindset, like it's very easy. And I was like, me myself still learning now, and I don't get Band 9 yet, which is my dream.
Yeah, of
and
course.
even you just gave me the feedback in previous episode, like I'm solid Band 8. So sometimes I feel really was really angry at myself, like why I need Band 9, but why I still like Band 8 after even 4 years. Even though I haven't taken the test yet. English actually has been only improved since I have more foreign friends, and then you as well. Before that, when I was at high school, because I didn't have any chance to study any teacher or like any English center, because my family back then was not wealthy. So I totally learned by myself, and I have some idols like And thankfully, all of them are from England.
Nice.
Yeah, all
That's
of them.
helpful.
Like Benedict Cumberbatch,
Yeah, nice.
Keira Knightley,
Yeah, Kieran Knightley, classic.
Emma Watson,
Nice.
also
Yeah,
classic,
all
right?
very classic
Very
British icons.
Yeah, very. So I love their accent, and I just listened to a lot of interviews, and I mimic, and I saw the differences
Mhm.
in my voice. I listened to my voice like around some audio like 5 years ago, and it's totally different.
Mhm.
So I feel like learning English should be a journey, right?
Definitely a journey. Yeah, I feel like as well. Obviously, not official IELTS pages. So you'll have a lot of influencers who work with IELTS, but not in conjunction, particularly with the big IELTS companies. So this is where these marketing campaigns can essentially be a little bit. Have you heard the phrase "tell a fib"?
Tell a fit.
Tell fibs.
Tell
Have you heard
fib.
this phrase?
How do you spell
So it's FIB.
that? FIB.
Yeah, so it's very informal. It's a word that we use to describe lying in the UK. So they tell fibs.
Tell fibs.
So it's-
FIBES.
FIBS.
FIBS.
Fibs. I don't think I'm not sure if you'd find it in the dictionary, but it's a word that is very common in the UK. We say, oh, they're telling fibs, or they're telling porcupines, which is
Porcupines.
porcupines is Cockney rhyming slang for lies.
Pocky.
Porcupines, yeah. So you're telling porkies means that you're telling a lie.
POCK.
So you know pork,
Pork.
pork,
Like
the
from
meat.
pig. Yeah.
The meat. So in the UK we have a very famous little like picnic snack called pork pies.
Pork pies.
So Cockney rhyming slang was built in the east of London, and it was just words that rhymed with other words that had no similarity whatsoever with those words, but they become their own rhyming slang now. So we've got porcupines for lies, we've got apples and pears for stairs, and the list is endless. It's really silly. If you want to have a good bit of fun, look up Cockney rhyming slang. It's very enjoyable. But yeah, I think some of these IELTS companies, they market the idea that it's easy, that everyone can do it, and it's a real easy thing to do. And then you have all these poor students who study for 5 months, 6 months, think that they're ready for the IELTS test, pay all this money to do the IELTS test, then they get their feedback and they are told, well, no, you're actually nowhere near 6.5, you're much lower. And then it becomes a journey for them, but it's a journey based on a negative start. So then it's always like trying to push to, I think what it is, it's marketing because it costs money, essentially. And a lot of these influencers online will want to push as many people to do it as quickly as possible, so that when they fail, they have to do the test again. And if they fail, they must do the test again. And what do you need to do the test? You must study with these influencers.
Yeah.
So I feel like they kind of tell fibs about how easy it is to get to band 9 and 8.
And honestly, some person like get like top band 9 for all components like speaking, writing, listening. I was like, how can?
How?
I don't know.
Again,
Yeah.
so I think that is down to language acquisition periods. So I did English language when I was doing my A-levels at home. And yeah, the language acquisition period is like a really fundamental part of your upbringing in your childhood. So between the ages of around 3 to 5, 2, 3, 5, depending on the child, of course, this is a prime period where you are a sponge to everything, and all the information that you see and everything you think, you're beginning to put, like, this is a phone, this is a book, you're beginning to really put things together in your mind.
Right.
So this language acquisition period is often where you get a lot of these people who are influencers, who are from maybe quite wealthy backgrounds, who have had the exposure to English from a very, very young age. From then, it becomes a lot easier to pronounce words perfectly correctly. Just understand the language and the grammar structures perfectly. So I feel like those are other myths that people who are getting band 8s and band 9s like this, because they have had that exposure to English.
I think so. Or like they are like Việt kiều. You know Việt kiều. There's a term. Việt kiều is like Vietnamese but was born and raised in other country.
Ah,
So
okay.
they have the environment. Whereas like I totally learn by myself. Some people they don't. Not all students have a chance to meet foreigners.
Yeah, of course.
So like the only one they learn from movies or listen to music. But
Yeah.
I only see the huge difference when I have more foreign friends. Like I'm surrounded by foreign friends, like especially the British
Yeah, absolutely.
accent as well.
Yeah, there's a term called mirroring. So like
Mirroring.
yeah. So when you meet someone,
Mm.
or whether it be for the first time or you know them quite well,
Mm.
you mirror each other. If you're having like quite an impactful response or interaction, you tend to mirror each other. So yeah,
Really?
it'll be like head nods or like little smiles or like yes, you know,
Like imitating.
kind of like imitating, yeah. So that when you are in a foreign country learning that language, surrounded by foreign people, you are able to mirror and you're able to watch mouths and you're able to fully understand and
Right.
immerse yourself in that culture, and you just okay, this person's pronounced this word differently to how I normally say it, and they're a native speaker. So also you must be aware that there are different accents from maybe 15-minute car journey. There are different accents.
That even totally different
accents.
from Vietnam, but in England it's like all over the
Different.
place.
I'm sure you've met some people from the north of England, from Scotland, from Wales, from Ireland.
Totally different.
All completely different ways to pronounce words, and it's not correct or incorrect. So that's another myth, I think, is the idea that there are really incorrect ways to pronounce words, because a lot of the time when you meet native English speakers, they don't have that perfect pronunciation where they enunciate everything so perfectly. It's just not common unless you're really raised in like ooh-la-di-da, kings and queens kind of wealth.
So the Queen's English.
Queen's English, yeah. If you're born in that kind of very wealthy upbringing, then of course you're going to pronounce all of your words as best as you can, all of the time. But that's just not real life.
Yeah. Right. So what we want to share with you is that when you learn, you should be proactive in fully immerse yourself in an English environment, and try to expose as many as possible. If you don't have any foreign friends, then watch movie, join some language exchange, find your friends even on the apps.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Bumble, we all think of Bumble as a dating app. However, there is a friend section.
Are you promoting Bumble?
Well, if Bumble want to reach out and give me a sponsorship deal, then I'm all for it. But
Okay.
until then, no, I'm not advocating Bumble. Everyone go on Bumble and find friends there.
Everyone is on Bumble.
Yeah, but there are very good and helpful apps to be able to connect with people.
Precisely.
Especially when you travel to like for example, you're in Vietnam.
Yeah.
If you travel to Bangkok, you travel to Singapore. You travel, obviously Singapore is an English-speaking country, so that's easier. But you travel to Laos, Cambodia. You're going to meet tourists and travelers.
Yes.
So regardless of where you are, think and try to seek out, stay away from hotels. Find yourselves in hostels where there are a lot of people. 12 beds in one room, all of you sharing. You find yourself becoming a lot more comfortable, and the way that people are when they travel, they're very open, they're very warm, they're very welcoming, and it's a very big cultural exchange too. They want to know as much about you and your culture as you want to know about theirs. So I think it's a really proactive way of doing it as well when you travel.
Yeah, so be proactive and enjoy the journey. Not only for the test, do not think like that, change that mindset. And when you really enjoy the language, you really fully immerse in that, and that's how you see the real improvement in your English.
Yeah,
right?
Definitely. And it's not overnight.
Not overnight success. Again, it's not overnight success. So don't believe in like band aid everywhere. No, I don't think so.
Absolutely not.
Yeah. Unless if you were born, like Jack said, language acquisition since very early on, or you live in foreign country. But if you don't have that kind of tools yet, you can still make it. But it's a journey.
Absolutely.
I still learn on a daily basis.
Yeah.
Right.
You do, it's crazy, yeah.
So if you are brutally honest, how would you rank my British accent in the scale 1 to 10?
1 to 10. So what am I? I'm about an 8.5 maybe.
Really?
I'd say I'm about an 8.5.
Really?
Then I'd say Queen's English 10.
Wow.
I'm 8.5. I'd put you at a good 7, I think.
Wow.
So I'd say, yeah, I'm 8.5 because I would say I've got like the best, most incredible English accent.
Yeah.
Queen's English is 10, but I'd say you're up there with a good 7.
Yay!
I think, yeah.
Now, because years ago when I asked Paul, one of my friends. He would laugh if he sees this video.
Hi, Paul.
I asked him like, to be honest, can you give me your brutally honest answer? Opinion in where am I in my British accent? Because you guys know that I have a strong obsession with that. And one day I wish that when I speak English, people don't think that I'm Vietnamese anymore. It's not like Asian accent anymore. And then it's like, why you been sick? You're around sick, and I was crying. But now I'm 7. Yeah. You see, after 4 years, to 1.
And the difference between the first time I met Charlotte and to now is absolutely incredible. Like, and it's one of those things too. I think another big myth is like, not everyone is comfortable in exams, taking tests.
Yes.
So it's like, you're probably pushing band 9 for a lot of the things that you say. However, in the moment, we lose everything sometimes. Like, absolutely everything. As soon as that timer is pressed and you're writing your notes and then the examiner says, go, what happens then is just pure luck sometimes. Like,
precisely. And you are in a very confined space. Sometimes you feel like you are the prisoner, like he's opposite here. Yeah. But at the end of the day, don't think in that way. Like, at the end of the day, they just like earn money from you.
And they're just people.
Yeah, they're just people.
They're just people. The only thing that you would lose, the experience can't be lost. Money is the only thing you can lose there. Yeah. But we can all make more money. It's fine. Money is not the problem with it. So that's normally, I think, what the main worry is that, I've spent so much money on this and I'm so terrified. But like, you have to see the positives in it as well. Whilst it is expensive and whilst losing that money, if you don't get a great score, can break your hearts. I'm very aware. We need to kind of just look at it positively. So everything is an experience that means essentially you're going to improve yourself and get better and better.
I think I also think that personality is very important as well. If you have the positive energy, and then the examiner can feel your energy. They don't want to have any morning candidates or like they're very bored. If you can use like Jack, his body language is top notch. He use a lot. Like, he just cannot stop. Like, because we have bubbly personality. But for some introvert, but try to. You don't need like all the time like that, but try to maintain your eye contact.
I think another good thing for that is like asking rhetorical questions to the examiner. So you can start talking about everything and then just be like,
don't you think so?
Yeah, don't you think so? Like, isn't that obvious?
Isn't that obvious?
Yeah, just like things like that, just to kind of make it so that you're not just like, okay, now I'm going to talk about historical buildings and this conclusion, done. And then the examiner's just like, okay, well, it was good, but like, I'm quite naughty in that way. Whenever I mark my student tests, so whenever they're doing speaking tests with me, if they come out confidently, ask me questions, say rhetorical questions, and they just use their hands or they have a little bit about them, I normally always score them a little bit higher. I know that's not probably the best thing to do. I'm a fair marker, but it's when they really attack it with confidence. That's when I myself sit there and I'm like, wow, okay, I've been charmed. Yes, ultimately, like what you've done, you've charmed me.
Likeable character, very important, right?
Even if you may not consider yourself as a very, like you said, like extroverted person, or you don't feel very confident when you do it, we can all pretend to be actors sometimes. Like the power of drama and the power of acting.
Comedian.
Exactly. You could be as loud and as confident as you like, but inside you are screaming, inwardly crying your eyes out in worry. But on the outside, if you're looking positive and confident, then that normally is an aura that's very, what's the word when it's shared? When your energy is very infectious.
Highly infectious.
Infectious.
Yeah. So I want to end this episode by the very famous saying, like, your energy speaks louder even before you speak. So make sure to maintain your good energy, share the good vibe, be positive, and good things will come to you.
And don't forget to smile. Most importantly, just smile.
Yeah, but laughter is infectious as well, right?
Absolutely, for sure.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Teacher Jack, again for a very good episode. And we feel like we can talk until the cow come home.
Yeah, absolutely.
And until the next day. We're just waffling on a lot of topics, diverse topics. Hopefully, this episode will help you guys to think about the way you learn English and learn language and enjoy as a journey, not a pressure. And then that's how you nail the test. Bye for now and good luck. Best of luck for your IELTS exam.
Perfect. Have a good day. Bye bye.
So much money for tattoo.
Oh wow, not really. Not compared to the
In
nowhere near.
Stop saying.
It's boring.
So today me and Jack will talk about all the boring synonyms. There's a lot of speaking topic related to talk about a time when you feel bored or feeling boredom in past one. So what would be your first pick synonym of boring?
Ooh, I would say monotonous.
Monotonous.
It's quite a good word to describe boring. Monotonous is usually used to describe like tasks or any kind of activity that you don't find very much.
Number one, do you often get up early in the morning?
Yeah, I'm an early riser. Like we say in England, the early bird catches the worm. So I like to stick to my routine because I think it's healthy for my mind and it's healthy for my body. So yeah, I like to, be energized first thing and take the bull by the horns, as we say.
Take the bull by the horn?
Yeah, take the bull by. It means that you're in control.
In control?
Yeah, in control of your
It sounds like
life.
is it the updated idiom? It sounds really long time.